Hi.
Hi, my name is Brian. I came from Puerto Rico, but I have a question for the two of you. So I was wondering, what's the best horror film the two of you have ever seen? And what is the worst fear that's emanated from that film?
The best horror. So Ryan from Puerto Rico is basically saying, what's the best horror film we've ever seen, and the best fear that's sort of been spawned from that movie. I think if I went to a hotel that seemed abandoned, like in The Shining, I think I'd probably put my family back in the car and drive away. He turned me on to a movie, The Strangers. The Strangers? Oh. It's good. And so, what? House of Wax.
Yeah, House of Wax. I won't go to a wax museum anymore.
My favorite horror movie, legitimately though, is New York Minute, so I don't go to New York a lot.
I will say, since you brought it up, The Strangers is one of my favorite scary movies, and it has left an impression on me, so much so that a lot of times I find myself at night when I'm at home. I have a good sized front yard, and it has lights in the trees that have pools of light in the yard. When I walk by the front windows, I'll look out there and it'll just be darkness with like these kind of pools of light. And almost 100% of the time, I expect to see somebody standing there. And it is because of that movie. And obviously they're wearing like a happy mask, but they're just standing there like this in the pool of light. That would send me into a frenzy. And by that I mean that would send me to my gun safe.
Until you said it, the same thing. So our property has cameras all over the place. And one of the camera systems sends alerts. So every now and again, I'll be home in Austin, and it'll be, like midnight 30, and I'll get, bling, motion, a sense in front yard. And I'm like, do I want to look, or is there somebody standing there? Because oftentimes it's just the light changes slightly, or the neighbor drives his car,
or lightning, or
a bug next to the camera system. And I'm like, I'll make sure the doors. Genevieve makes me walk around all the doors and windows before going to bed to make sure they're closed and locked. Probably because that movie.
I'll leave you with this. I'm not a word of a lie. The other day, this was maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was in my living room, and I was watching the late night football game. Everybody else had gone to bed, and I kind of you can see my front porch from if you're sitting on the couch out the windows. And I looked out there, and the porch lights were on. You could see the porch, but then it kind of just disappeared into the darkness. Which then you get out in the yards and you get the pools of light. But just in that pool, that light that was the front porch. And this is another movie that's played on this fear that it originated from Strangers, is The Purge. And I sat there and I instantly envisioned several people in masks walking into the light. And now this means that they're on my property. B, they probably aren't here to, hand out Girl Scout cookies. And 3, this was my greatest fear, is which way do I go first? Do I go to my closet to get something to protect myself and my family? Or do I go to my children's rooms? And I sat there and I started like sweating, thinking about this, like, what would I do in that moment? Would I go to protect my children barehanded? Or would I go this way and hope that they don't beat me back to them? That was a real fear I had. And it struck me, and then I was like, well, I'm turning this off and going to bed because I can't enjoy this game anymore. And those were fears that were born out of movies like that. So yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
Well, there's this movie on Netflix called Before I Wake, and in that film, there's this creepy, like, I don't know how to describe it, an entity, let's just say that, created by the boy, and it was called a Canker Man, supposedly. It was horrible to look at, it was scary, and so every time I went by the mirror, I imagined it, like, standing behind me, so.
Well, you know what that means? That is good, effective filmmaking. That's what that is.
And I'm not gonna, I mean, I don't want to. So, I know where you live, and there's no canker man behind the mirror. He's under your bed. Just kidding. Thanks so much.